Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saraviryam Karavavagai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtvamsastanubhi Vyashema Devahitanyadayo Swasti na Indro Vriddhashrava Swasti na Pusha Vishvaveda Swasti nastarshyo arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atashvalayano Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametyo Vacha Adihi Bhagavan Brahmavidyam Varishtam Sada Sadbhis Sevyamanam Nigudham Yaya Chirat Sarva Papam Vyapohya Parat Param Purusham Yati Vidvan. Mantra number 14. Sa eva maya. Sa eva maya parimohitatma. Shariram asthaya karoti sarvam. Striyanna panadi vichitra bhogaihi. Sa eva jagrat paritriptim eti. Swapne sa jiva sukha dukkha bhokta. Swamayaya kalpita jivaloke. Sushupti kale sakale viline. Tamo vibhuta sukarupameti. Avastatraya, the three states of being experience. During the waking state, Maya Parimohitatma, Son, the person, the individual, the very Atma having manifested as this very Jiva, deluded by Maya, Maya Parimohitatma. Remember that Atma is not deluded, but the reflection is deluded by Maya, the Pratibimba Chaitanyam, when or in a Archidabhasa or Jiva, Paramatma manifesting as the Jiva, showing up as the Pratibimba Chaitanyam. When that Chaitanya, Pratibimba, does not know its Swarupa, then it is under the spell of Maya, Maya Parimohitatma, being deluded by, covered by ignorance, Maya. And then there is this veiling and projection, both the Avarana and Vikshepa. Veiling power, Vikshepa, projection power is there by that, assuming the Upadhi to be oneself. Shariram Asthaya. From the top of the head to the tip of the toe, they say to that, identifying this as me, this is I, Shariram Asthaya. Deha Abhimanam Kritva. Taking to Deha Abhimana. Deha Aham. This is the Deha Abhimana. Identifying with the Deha. Deha identification is there. So, Karoti Sarvam. Striyannapanadi Vichitra Bhogehi Sahayeva. The very same Jiva. Through these various enjoyments, experiences, Jagrat Paritriptim Yeti. Enjoys the objects of experience during the waking state. So here, in this mantra, the Shruti, the Upanishad pointed out these 5 aspects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aspects I can say. 6 we can say. That is, number 1 is, it is verily the Paramatma that manifests as Jiva. This is one, Sahayeva. That is one thing. It is verily the Paramatma, Shuddha Atma, shows up as the reflection, as the Jiva. The commentator also said, Natu Anyaha, not any other entity, it pointed out. Number 2 is, this Jiva in ignorance is Maya Parimohitatma, is deluded by Maya. Number 2. Okay. Under the spell, under the grasp of Maya. Maya Parimohita. Thirdly, Shariram Asthaya. Takes to this Deha Abhimana. Deha Aham, I am this Deha. In this way, assumes this body to be oneself. Identifies with the body. Deha Abhimanam Karoti. Number 4, Sarvam Karoti. Karta is the Karta. Number 4 becomes the Karta. And number 5, Jagrat Paritriptim Yeti, is the Bhokta. The very same Jiva, very same is the Karta and is the Bhokta. Now, Jagrat Paritriptim Yeti. So, Paramatma manifests as Jiva. In ignorance, assumes, takes Deha Abhimana is there, and then assumes oneself to be Karta and Bhokta. These 5 aspects are pointed out in this mantra. Okay. A brief sketch of the waking state, or the Jiva in the waking state. An outline of this Jiva. A caricature, a cartoon picture or a caricature of this Jiva in the waking state. Now, the Shruti moves on to the other 2 states, dream and sleep state. The commentator pointed out these 2 serve as the dream state serves as an example, as an illustration for samsara. And the sleep state, Sushupti Avastha, serves as an example, an illustration, citation for moksha. It points out. That is not said in the mantra in its own words, but by implication. Okay? Implication. This also serves as an example for samsara and moksha. And then he also pointed out, in Swapna there is Vikshepa, and in Sushupti the Vikshepa is absent, that is, the projection is not there in the sleep state, he pointed out. Now the mantra, Swapne Saha Jivaha Sukha Dukkha Bhokta. In that Swapna Avastha means the state of experience, this very same Jiva, Saha Jivaha, Sukha Dukkha Bhokta, is only a Bhokta. Okay. Sva Mayaya Kalpita Vishvaloke Bhokta Bhavati. This will be the Anvaya. Sva Mayaya Kalpita Vishvaloke Sukha Dukkha Bhokta Bhavati. This Loka, that world of dream, Vishvaloka, the dream world of objects, world of dream objects, or dream world of dream objects, and that is Kalpita, imagined, projected. By what? By Swa Maya, one's own, the power to project. Here the Jiva has this power to project his own, her own dream world, and then enjoys the objects, Sukha and Dukkha, in the dream. Here also there is this identification that is not mentioned in the mantra. In the waking state, the individual identifies with all the three dehas, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. Among these three, the identification with the Sthula Sharira is very, very predominant. I can't say predominant, but it is open, it's there, it's fully available. The identification with the Sthula Sharira is full in waking state. In dream state, this Sthula Sharira is not there. These Indriya sense organs are not there. But then the Jiva, even that also, the Srishti, the creation of this Swapna Sharira, Swapna Indriya, also the Jiva does. In Swapna also, the person sees, hears, thinks, so, and then goes, does things, right? So in Swapna also there is a Sharira, right? But that person may not perceive one's own Sharira as one perceives in the waking state. One may not even look at one's Sharira in the dream state, or may look at, there is no niyama there. Okay. But then the Sthula Sharira also, a Swapna Sharira is created. Right. A Swapna is a different plane of experience, different from the waking state. It's very obvious, very clear. So, depending upon the realm of experience, the sphere of experience, different bodies are assumed. Like even as it is said in the Shastra, in Svarga, the Svarga Sharira, that is a Paraloka Sharira is there. This Sharira, this is called Parthiva Sharira. What obtains in the Prithvi? What obtains in the Prithvi is Parthiva. Prithvi is the earth. Parthiva, made of earth, suitable for earth. So Parthiva Sharira this is. This Parthiva Sharira, earthly body, is not useful, cannot go to the other planes, Swarga, etc., heavens it cannot go to. When the Jiva travels to Swarga, the Jiva assumes a heavenly body. Right? Yeah, Swarga, Swargiya, Sharira, heavenly body the fellow assumes, appropriate to that. Like even a fellow assumes different roles on the stage. Fitting to the role, the fellow assumes a costumes. So too, depending upon the sphere, the plane of experience, the Jiva assumes different bodies. It is pointed out that in the Upanishads it's pointed out, this body is it's Parthiva it is. In some other planes, then Jalamaya Sharira, where the water is the major constituent. And in some lokas, Agni, Tejomaya Sharira, it is. Sharira will be effulgent, brilliant, bright Sharira. Tejomaya Sharira, it's all mentioned. The idea is this, depending upon the sphere, the realm, the loka where the Jiva goes to, appropriate Sharira the person assumes. In dream also, this body, the Parthiva Sharira, this Sharira is not the waking state, Jagrat Sharira is not useful. It lies flat on the cot. It lies on the line, and then but this fellow gets up and walks and then does things in the Swapna. Definitely the person creates a Sharira for one's sake. Creates one's own Sharira, Indriya, Mana, not only the Sharira, the objects of experience also, the person create. The whole world of dream the fellow creates. And in the dream world, the identification with this Sthula Sharira is not there at all. But there is still identification with the Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira undergoing a mutation, a change to suit Swapna. Right? This Indriya is not available in Swapna, but in Swapna there is Indriya, there is an eye, there is ear, right? So, and that the Jiva identifies with the Sukshma Sharira. There, I see, I hear, the very same identification is in the dream state also. I experience, a dream mind is there. And then the identification with the dream Sukshma Sharira is there. And again, the person thinks oneself to be different from everything else, every other person. Therefore, the Karana Sharira also continues. Identification with the Karana Sharira also continues in the dream. So again, in waking state, identification with all the three bodies, Sthula, Sukshma and Karana. In Swapna Sharira, only identification is with the Sukshma and Karana Sharira. Between the two, the identification with the Sukshma Sharira is total, is full. And the creation in the Swapna is all one's own samskara, the remnant, the impressions in the mind, created by one's own experiences. Right? We have infinite number of experiences. Each one of us has infinite number of experiences. And all the experiences leave a trace, an impression in the mind. Right? It's not just that you experience something and then it is totally forgotten. Right? It becomes as good as not known, not experienced. It's not that. There is a trace, there is a record, they say. There is a record of all that one goes through, all that one experiences, all that one even thinks, right? That's an impression is there. This is called as samskara. And that when it is about to manifest, when that samskara manifests through various expressions, outlook, behavior, likes and dislikes, right? Preferences, choices, all these are determined by the samskaras. And the samskaras, when they are inclined towards manifesting as actions, choices, outlook, etc., they are called vasanas. Okay? So the very same samskara, when they are about to express, the about to express state is called, they are called vasana. So this person is governed by vasana. Vasana is a samskara. Samskara at the time of recording, as a record, okay, as an impression. That impression about to express, that is called vasana. And that vasana expresses as one's outlook, how one looks at world, what are the preferences, why one likes this, does not like the other. These are all determined by vasana. So, in the dream also there are likes and dislikes. The impression, samskaras, express. And then the projecting power is there. And these are all in the mind, right? In the antahkarana. The world is not outside, but it's all in the mind of the person, in the form of impressions that is projecting. So, in a way, all that manifests in the dream is a creation of the knowledge of the person, the experience of the person, knowledge of the person. And knowledge is compared to, knowledge here does not mean Brahmatma Jnanam. Here simply Gata Jnanam, Pata Jnanam, that's all. Gata experience, Pata experience, that is all Jnanam here. And Jnanam is compared to light, okay? Because there is knowledge, I know. Light means I am able to see. Therefore, Jnanam is compared to light. And therefore, the dream world is a light world, right? Jyotirmaya. In the sense that it is born of one's own experience, feelings, etc. That is knowledge, okay? One's own knowledge. And therefore, this jiva in the dream state is called an effulgent entity. Taijasa is called Taijasa. Taijasa word comes from Tejas. Tejas means brilliance, light. And what is brilliant is Taijasa. The jiva is Taijasa in the dream state. It's all in the form of one's own understanding, one's own thinking, one's own experience. So it's called Taijasa there. And this Taijasa is the jiva, the subject, and the experiencer of this, the Swapna Jagat, Swapna world, dream world. And this dream world also is only the Tejas, the light of this, the brilliance of this person alone. Okay, so this is the Taijasa. What about the jiva in the waking state? He is called Vishwa. Vishwa means the fully open, fully bloom, fully available entity, Vishwa. So all the faculties are to their fullest potential, they are available. The eyes and ears, the physical body, every sense, and in the mind with all its capacities, it's available. Right? Like the karta is available, kartritva is available, bhoktritva is available. All the faculties are available in the waking state. Therefore, this person is called Vishwa in the waking state. Okay. Vishwa in the waking state. And the very same entity, Jiva, becomes the Taijasa in the dream state. Okay, it's called a Taijasa. Just a name, a label for the entity. To differentiate, to know the difference between this waker and the dreamer. Waker is Vishwa and the dreamer is Taijasa. Okay. Now, experiences, dreams, and then all the dream experiences are brought about by karma. Again, karma. Karma induces the swapna experiences in a way, therefore, that's only bhoga. That's only bhokta. That's only bhoga. Therefore, the Shruti says, Sahayeva swapne saha sukha dukkha bhokta. Very, very important. It says, it's a bhokta only there, not a karta. There is no free will. There is no deliberation. There is no choice there. It just happens. Okay? In dream, things just happen, not out of your choice in dream. You don't choose in dream. Things just happen. That is, there is no kartrutva. There is no free will there in the dream. There being no free will, no kartrutva, one does not create, do punya or papa in the dream. Even though one may feel, on waking, one may feel a good experience in the dream, one may feel good about it. But that feeling is again karma phalam only, right? Is only a karma phala. Feeling good about a good dream, feeling bad about a bad dream. Okay? That's again a karma phala, not an action, not the result of any action within quote, right? Done in the dream. You are not a karta in the dream. Okay? Therefore, you are only a bhokta. Also, they say that in the dream state, the jiva plays out certain experiences. Something which could not experience in the waking state, the jiva assumes that experiencing the dream state, they say. A process of neutralizing certain wishes, unfulfillment, etc. A process. Not always, but that is part of a dream. They say, catharsis. Catharsis, a process of catharsis. That is all expressing. What could not be expressed, what could not be had, what the person did not have, what the person fancied, they also may express. Not as a rule, but may express in the dream state also. A fulfillment, thereby the diva gets. Okay. Right. Now moving on to the once this dream karma, that part of karma which induces this dream state, that comes to an end, then the fellow sleeps, goes to sleep. In sleep state, there is no vikshepa, there is no projection, no object. The subject also is subject object is all resolved, is merged, right? It's all resolved, closed, shutters down. No transaction, no experience, no specific experience. The experience of any specific object is not there. And then the experiencer also is resolved, shutters down, shop closed for the day, okay? And then sleeps. When there is this projection is not there, right? In the waking state, a lot of projections are there, and they are likened to waves. Waves and wave after wave keeps on coming. When there is too much water is too much wavy, then that clouds, the muddy is not muddy, but that prevents the light penetration, right? Many waves mean that light gets scattered, but it doesn't penetrate the water light. A lot of clouds, thick clouds are there, one cannot see through clouds. So too in the waking state, lot of this projection is there, vikshepa is there, in addition to avarana. Then thereby the person is not able to appreciate what one is. And in the dream state also there are projections in the dream state also, and there is avarana, and then again the person misses out, right? Unless the person has wisdom, jnanam, the person misses out what one really is. In the thick of experiences, being under the veil of these experiences, under the veil of this projection, the person does not appreciate what one is. So, as if there are these two layers, avarana and vikshepa, just for the sake of understanding, okay? So, avarana layer and then vikshepa layer. This is only a way of saying, okay? Don't assume that there are two layers. So avarana and vikshepa, as if there are two layers, avarana and vikshepa. These two layers prevent the jiva from appreciating one's own true nature. And in sleep state, the vikshepa layer is gone. Okay, there is no vikshepa, there is only avarana. And not only there is only one layer, that's avarana alone is there. Also, the subject-object division is also resolved in dream, right? In the sleep state, the subject-object, I am the subject, these are all objects. That subject-object division also is not there. It's not there in the sleep state, gone. And therefore, there is no avakasha, there is no room for expression of likes and dislikes, preferences, sukha, dukkha, etc. This varying flip-flop the states of mind. There is no room for all that, and the person remains in one's own just a simple nature, just a simple being. It remains. Remember, there is still the avarana is still there. The ignorance is still there, but it doesn't express. And then avarana does not express. Avarana does not lead to the projection there, because the mind is at rest. Indriyas are all at rest, and therefore there is no projection taking place. Therefore, the simple remains a simple entity covered just by ignorance. Just the avarana is there. Tamobi bhutaha, overcome by tamas, the ajnanam alone. Then what happens? No disturbances, so the person remains quiet. And this in the state where there is this absence of subject and object division, this is there, one feels that one is oneself. That is called as sukham. That is the sukha here. And this is also said as the anandamaya kosha. Only one remains as oneself, right? Without the subject-object division manifesting. This is the anandamaya kosha. Vidyaranya Swami, in his book Panchadashi, points out that this is, you appreciate Anandamaya Kosha in sleep. You are Anandamaya Kosha in sleep. Not that the Anandamaya Kosha is not available in other states. It's easily available for clear appreciation in sleep state. That's all. Okay? So all the 5 koshas are there in the waking state also, dream state also, it is there. But in sleep state, Anandamaya kosha is available for easy appreciation. What were you? How did you feel when you were asleep? How did you feel? How do you feel when you get up from sleep? No? Relaxed, quiet, peaceful, happy. Right? It's possible if I have bad dreams, just before waking up I had bad dreams, nightmares, then I may get up disturbed also. That's also possible. But when I get up from sleep, then I relaxed, I rested, I was peaceful, I was happy. Right? This is the feeling. Everyone likes that, a sound sleep. Not the other sound sleep, but my own sound sleep I like. So, Anandamaya, one likes that. So, this is what is pointed out, Sukharupam Yeti. There is nothing preventing the person from being oneself in the sleep state. Except avarana, except the ajnana, there is nothing preventing. In the waking state, lot of plans are there, desires are there, agenda is there, agenda for myself, I have to do this now and then, 10 o'clock I have to do this, 11 o'clock I have to go there. Lot of agenda the person has. There is lot of desires are there to be fulfilled, and then one has to face the world and then manage situation, manage oneself, juggling, right? Like the juggler does. I have to juggle situations, people. I have to say yes to this also, no to that also. I have to keep them pleased to both all the time, right? A lot of juggling the fellow has to do. So a lot of the person has to assume, put up a lot of variety of masks, faces. A lot of pressure is there. The person has to do. And in the dream state also, a lot of things are there, but in the sleep state, there is none. The person is oneself, right? Without the pressure of having to manage oneself, wishes, desires, nothing to fulfill, right? Nothing to be gotten, In sleep state, I don't plan to get anything. There is no mind to plan. There is no mind to wish for. And there is nothing to be rid of also. Right? When I am awake, I may want to be rid of certain things which are unpleasant. But in sleep state, there is nothing to be rid of. There is nothing to be gotten. There is nothing to be rid of also in there. So the fellow remains oneself without any pressure whatsoever on that individual. And therefore, the person remains oneself. And that is close to Swarupa. Right? One remaining close to Swarupa, because only Ajnana cover alone is there. The Vikshepa cover is not there. Okay? The Vikshepa cover is not being there. Then the Ajnana, Avarana only is there, and the person is closer to Swarupa, and therefore it is one enjoys, one is happy, one is peaceful, one relishes the sleep when one wakes up. And then they say, it is said, pointed out, how did you sleep? How was it? Could you sleep well yesterday? Yes, I slept well. Very nice. Very happy. Right? I slept very well. I felt happy. I feel happy about that. I felt happy. I didn't know anything. Right? Nothing. No problems. Nothing. Nothing to have. Every day, therefore they say, every day the fellow goes to Brahmapura. Brahma goes to Brahman. Not in totality, but very close to Brahma. In sense that very close to one's Swarupa, one remains. There are no projections, there are no fancies, desires to fulfill, to act upon. There is no pain, there is no aversion, etc. They are nothing. Therefore, the person, every day in sleep, the person goes to Brahma, reaches close to Brahma, and then comes out. In waking state, again comes out, opens the shop, okay? Shop open again, waking state, dream state, shop again open. All the again likes and dislikes, preferences, aversions, the trade goes on. So the Chandogya Upanishad points out every day this fellow, when the fellow sleeps, goes to Brahman or gains Brahman. Not totally again, very close to Brahman. Because still the avarana, the ajnana is still there. If I were to become Brahman, be one with Brahman in sleep state, then all I need to do is sleep. That's all. Moksha. For moksha, what should I do? Chaddar oduke, soja. Pull up the blanket and then sleep. 24 hours, 24/7 sleep. Then you are a Jivan Mukta. It's not so. There is no. But then when I wake up from the sleep, again the whole thing starts, right? Whatever I was earlier before I went to sleep, the whole thing comes again. So it's a sort of a jada state, not instant totally, but sort of jadatvam is there. Nothing is done. The ignorance is not addressed. My own erroneous ideas are not removed, they are not gone, they are only at rest, that's all. Right? It's like a very naughty monkey sleeping, that's all. When the monkey wakes up, the naughtiness again comes up. It's all there. So too, when I go to sleep, the jivatva, that is resolved at rest for now, unmanifest now, but the ajnana is very much there. When I wake up, again the projection, avarana, vikshepa, shakti, it shows up, and then the samsaritva continues. But in dream state, in sleep state, I get close to being Brahma, close to that. And the Upanishad says, every day this fellow goes to Brahmapura, okay? But then, on waking, the fellow forgets it totally. And then forgets that I am Brahman, forgets that, assumes that again that I am a jiva, samsari, wanting, etc. The person goes. This is like a Hiranya Nidhi, a treasure is there, and this fellow is the owner of the treasure. Some ancestor, some great grandfather was a very rich person, and this person accumulated a lot of wealth, gold and jewels and all that he had accumulated, and then he had buried under the earth for future use, but then the grandfather died. And then that information got lost. Right? The grandfather or the father did not know that there is a treasure in the. And this fellow is now living in a hut, okay, very simple hut, 10 by 10 hut. Very struggling to make the ends meet. Okay, they say the ends meet. This is the income side, that's the expenditure side. It's a great job to make them meet. Take loans and then pay installments and then EMIs and all that, no, right? All that. So this fellow is struggling. And this fellow is walking over the treasure day in, day out. The fellow keeps on treading over the treasure. The treasure lies right under his foot, right? Over which he is walking every day, without knowing that there is a treasure below my feet, right? And then all I need to do is to dig up and then own it. That's all. But the fellow does not know that, and then feels that I am poor, I am wanting, I am lacking. So this is a Hiranya Nidhi. Hiranya is gold. Nidhi is a treasure, the golden treasure. Example, Chandogya Upanishad says. Like the person misses out the ownership, the claim to the Hiranya Nidhi, this Jiva, being Brahman, in spite of experiencing one with Brahman, being Brahman in the sleep state, again within quote, okay, very close to being Brahman, being in spite of that, the person looks for moksha, freedom, purnatva, to be Brahman. The person goes on looking for it. This is a comparison is given. So in the sleep state, one is Sukharupam Yeti, remains close to one's Swarupa. This is one purpose of this sleep state. Why the Upanishad cites this sleep state is to say that there you are a simple being, that's all. Even without your own owning, even without identifying with your own sharira, with your mind, no indriyas, no external objects, right? Nothing to claim. You are a king, but then in sleep you are not a king. You are a beggar, but in sleep you are not a beggar, right? No roles, no identification, no ups and downs. There a woman is not a woman, a man is not a man, old man is not an old man, right? And a sick person is not a sick person, right? What is the difference between the sleep of a king and the sleep of a beggar? There's no difference. All the differences are in the waking state and perhaps in the dream state, but not in the sleep state. What is the difference between the master's sleep and the pet dog's sleep? What is the difference? No difference. In sleep there is no difference. The great leveler, like they say, time the great leveler, death the great leveler. So to sleep also is a great leveler. There is no difference. My sleep and my dog's sleep, there is no difference. There is no difference. All the Veda is resolved. The Veda Buddhi, the division, the difference, the notion of difference, all the difference is all resolved in that sleep state. This is the key here. Wherever and whenever the notion of difference, I am different, you are different, this is different, I am different from that individuality, the difference is resolved. Then one is happy. Then one is peaceful. Analyze your own, when you are happy, when you are peaceful, analyze that. Okay? The difference are all, there is no difference at that time. There is no you, there is no this, you and this, I and this. The difference is not there in that moment. In that moment you are happy. That is the moment of happiness. Right? Suppose I am hungry, and then I want some food, and then I get some food, make some food, and then eat, and then at that moment what happens? The hungry person wanting food, that's gone, resolved, right? I am the hungry person, I want to have food. That difference was there before I eat food. The moment I eat, and then the difference is gone, resolved. This is the moment of happiness. Where the difference resolves is the moment of happiness. That is the moment of peace. That is the moment of freedom. Okay? Freedom, happiness, peace, right? Fulfillment. In those moments, all the difference is resolved. So, what is happiness means? The moment of resolution of all the differences. That is the moment of happiness. That is the moment of peace. That is the total freedom within. And that is the fulfillment. Okay? And that moment I want to have all the way. So this is the search. I don't want to feel any shortcoming in me, any wanting in me. That means the difference between me, the present, and me, the ideal, is not gone, is not there. You see, when I want something, right? Say I want money. That is, what do you want? I want money. What do you mean by that? Now I don't have money. Now my present condition is that I am the one without money, who is without money. And what is your ideal now? What is your goal now? What do you want to be now? I want to be the one who has money, okay? Not having one is my ideal, actual. My own perception of my present state, of my actual. And having money, having that is and then feeling good about it, feeling happy is my ideal. So there is a difference between my own ideal about myself and my own idea about my actual, right? Both are ideas. My idea about being actual and being ideal. These two differences. The difference is there. When the difference is there, I will be unhappy. I will be wanting. There will be desires. There will be aversions. Right? Will be there. There will be attempt to be the ideal. Right? In the moment of happiness, that difference is resolved. There is no gap between the actual I and the ideal I. There is no gap. That gap is bridged or resolved. So, there is no difference between the ideal I and actual I. That is the moment of happiness, resolution, peace. That is the moment. It may be, that moment of happiness may be triggered by some mundane experience, like a cup of coffee. It could be an ordinary day-to-day experience. It could be. But that experience triggers this. What does it trigger? It helps me to resolve or forget or drop the gap between the actual I and the ideal I. Right? You follow the sense of actual I. This is what I am. So and so, this is what I am. What do you want to be? The ideal. There is a bridge, there is a gap, there is a distance to be bridged, to be filled up. Then I am a samsari, I am a jiva. When I forget that, when I drop that for the moment, I am happy, I am peaceful, I am with myself. This is the secret of this. What is happiness? There is no gap, there is no distance between actual I and the ideal I. Remember, ideal I, just give an example, I want money, that's only an example. The ideal I here is to, I want to be happy all the way, right? That is the ideal I. I want to feel fulfillment, I want to feel free within all the way, right? In spite of having this to do, that to do, not trying to do that, having this, not having that, I still want to feel free within all the fully, right? This is the ideal I that I want to be. Not having money or power is only temporary, it's only an excuse for the ideal I. The ideal I is the fulfillment, freedom, happiness, peace within, right? That is the ideal I. That gap is bridged, is forgotten. That is the moment of happiness. And this I want to have all the way, all the time. So, in sleep state, that gap is forgotten, is dropped. The scale, one's own idea about, I am this, I want to be that. That is dropped, that is gone. Karma vasat again, by karma, by one's own punya, that dropping happens, right? Bridging the gap. Not bridging the gap, but dropping the difference happens in the sleep state. That is why one is happy, one is peaceful, at rest. In the waking state also, in moments of happiness, this is what happens. I forget that difference. My own ideal difference in my own ideas of this gap, I forget. Then I am peaceful, I am happy. So, when a person is asleep, they say, Punya, koduthu vachavan thoongaran. Right? So punyashali, the person has done some punya, enjoying sleep. Let the fellow enjoy that punya. Don't disturb. That's why they say, don't wake up a person, they say. Only this idea, enjoying, be happy now. Let the fellow enjoy being happy. Let the fellow be happy now. Don't disturb. Unless it's an emergency, it's an urgency. Unless it's an emergency. But of course, in class, I'll have to wake up, wake you up. That's my role, okay? That's my role. A disciplinarian, a master, or something, that's a role. Okay? So, when a fellow is asleep, let the fellow. He's happy, enjoying some punya, happy. Let the fellow enjoy happy, let the fellow be happy. Anyway, the fellow is going to wake up after a while and then is going to have problems, face problems. Let him face when it comes to, right? So, let the fellow be happy. Okay, Sukharupam eti. Very interesting. And in the sushupti, in the sleep state, this fellow is called prajna. In the waking state, he or she, that person is, the individual is Vishwa. In the dream state, the person is Taijasa. And in sleep state, the person is called, a name called Prajna. The word Prajna can mean two things. One is who does not know anything. Of course, does not know anything. Does not experience anything. Has no feeling or emotion. Nothing is there in that. No likes, dislikes. Nothing is there. Not even the sense that I am happy now. Even that is not there, right? Even that thought, that vritti is not there. I am enjoying happiness now. I am peaceful now. Even that is not there. Even that vritti is resolved, is not there. Therefore, this fellow does not know anything. Pra plus ajnaha. Jnaha means one who knows. Ajnaha means one who does not know. Pra ajnaha, prajnaha, does not know anything at all whatsoever. Are you there in sleep? No. Calls my name. I am asleep and calls my name. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, get up. No, I am asleep. And there is thunderclap, there is rain, and there is a huge procession, marriage procession going on. Nothing. Right? Ajnaha, pra-ajnaha, prajna, who is not aware of anything. That is one meaning. And a second interesting meaning is prajna. Prajna is prajna. The first one is pra-ajna, ignorant of anything, everything. And the second one is prajna, is prajna. Jna means what? Knows everything. Right? Jnaha, one who knows everything. What is everything in the waking state? Countless number of things are available to me. Am I aware of all that is available in the waking state? No, I am not. I am not aware of all that is available in the waking state. I am not aware of. What about dream state? Are you aware of all that is there? Not in totality. Why it's happening, why it is not happening. I am not aware of. In dream, what happens, happens, that's all. But I am not aware of everything in the dream world. I am not aware of. What about sleep? That no. What is available in the sleep state? Only ajnanam. That's all. Not knowing anything. That's all there. Am I aware of that? Yes, I did not know anything. I don't know anything. That I remember when I wake up. Did you feel anything when you were asleep? Did you think of anything when you were asleep? No, I didn't know anything. The only thing is available is jnana, right? And that I am aware of. I didn't know anything. Therefore, it is said, whatever that is available, the person is fully aware of. Therefore, he is prajnaha, totally aware, full, knowing everything. Curious name. One who knows everything. What is everything there? Only ajnana. That's the only thing available, and I am aware of it. Therefore, I am omniscient there. In the dream state, I am omniscient. Hey, what is there? No, only ajnana, and that I am aware of. Therefore, the fellow knows everything. Interesting name. Prajnaha, the all-knowing. Right? See the exactly opposite meaning. One who does not know anything, and one who is aware of everything. One who knows everything. That is a prajna. sort of upachara it is. That knows everything is a upachara there. Not in its true sense, but an upacharika name. Right? Just a token name given. Prajna. So this is the prajna in the sleep state. Okay. So Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna. Okay. And this very same Vishwa, these three names are with reference to one being, one individual, one entity. I, so and so, am Vishwa in the waking state, Taijasa in the dream state, and I am the Prajna in the sleep state. What about consider the totality of all beings in the waking state? That totality, right? Sum total of all Vishwas. Now we are all awake. I am Vishwa, you are Vishwa, you are Vishwa, you are Vishwa. And then all other living beings in all over in the entire universe you consider. And then consider the totality. That's called Samashti. Sum total is called Samashti. And you take that one who, the Vishwa is the one, the individual identifies with this Sthula Jagat, right? Sthula, the Jagrat Jagat. And consider the totality of all the Vishwas, and that is given a name, Virat. That is called as Virat. From the standpoint of me, the individual, the waker is Vishwa. Okay? Me, I am awake, I am waker. This is called Vishwa. Consider the sum total of all Vishwas, right? That is called Virat. Now, coming to the dream state, the individual dreamer, the individual is Taijasa. And consider the sum total of all, the samashti of all dreamer, who dream world, dream experience, consider the total of all that. That is called Hiranya Garbha. Right? The Hiranya Garbha. So, the samashti is Hiranya Garbha. Samashti dream, that is called Hiranya Garbha. Now consider the sum total of all sleep. I am asleep, you are asleep. Consider the sum total, samashti of all this. That is called Ishvara. Okay? So at the individual is called Vyashti in Sanskrit. Vyashti, individual level, Vyashti level, Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna. At the sum total, Samashti, totality, is Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, these three. Now, interestingly, is there a difference between the Samashti and Vyashti? What is the difference between Samashti and Vyashti? That is there a difference in terms of Swarupa, or is there a difference in terms of the incidental, the Upadhi? The difference is only in terms of Upadhi. The Samashti and Vyashti, the total and the individual, that difference is only in terms of quality, that is in terms of Upadhi only, not in terms of Swarupa. Like even one tree and a forest. What is the difference between one tree and the forest? The forest is the Samashti, sum total. One tree is the individual in that. That's all. So, here between Samashti and Vyashti, the difference is only in terms of Upadhi. Between Vishwa and Virat, okay? Between Vishwa and Virat, the difference is only in terms of Upadhi. The individual Upadhi, this is Vishwa. The Samashti Upadhi, that is Virat. Okay? Like another example, drop of water and ocean of water. What is the difference between the drop and the ocean? Water is not the water. In terms of Swarupa, both are water. That is not the difference in terms. There's no difference in terms of Swarupa. The drop is also water. The ocean also is water. The difference is only in terms of size, Upadhi. That's all. Only in terms of size, Upadhi. That's all. So too, the difference between Samashti and Vyashti is only in terms of Upadhi. That's all. Not in terms of Swarupa, true nature. So in essence, the Virat and Vishwa are one. That is, the Samashti Vekar and the Vyashti Vekar, they are one in terms of Swarupa. And this is true in the case of dream state also, Swapna also, Sukshma also it is true. The Taijasa and the Hiranyagarbha are one in true nature. In their true nature, both are one. It's like the water and it's like the drop and ocean of water. So too in the sleep state also, the Prajna and Ishvara are one in their real nature. The difference is only in terms of Upadhi, okay, not in terms of their true nature. That's also pointed out. So at all levels, be it waking state, being dream state, be it sleep state, there is no difference between me, the individual, and the sum total in terms of Swarupa. This is a very important, a key point made here. At all states of experience, there is no difference between me, the individual, and the sum total in Swarupa, in terms of Swarupa. In terms of Upadhi only there is difference, and that Aupadhika difference is not Swarupa difference. Like the difference between the drop and the water and the ocean, there is no Swarupa difference. So may one appreciate the non-difference or oneness of Swarupa of both the Samashti and the Vyashti. Me, the individual, and all that is the Samashti. Between me, the Vyashti, and the Samashti, the total, there is no difference in terms of Swarupa in be it waking state, be it dream state, or be it sleep state. Right? That's the key idea. One may think, no, in waking state I am different, in dream state I am different, in sleep state I am one with the total. Right? My Swarupa is one. It's not so. Even in the waking state, in the dream also, the dream state also, it's one and the same. The Swarupa is one and the same. Thereby, the me, the individual, and the truth of the sum total, Brahma is one. Jiva Brahma Aikyam is possible at all levels. It applies. Otherwise, in waking state it is different. In dream state it is different. Right? That will be the condition. That will be the position. If that is so, that is, I am Brahman only in a particular state, then that being is conditional being. And that my becoming Brahma becomes conditional. That again becomes another experience, one more experience, that's all. A very peculiar experience, elevating experience, that's all. I am not Brahman, I just become Brahman, experience Brahman. It will be another state of experience. To ward it off, to ward off that misconception, the Shruti also proceeds to point out that there is no difference in terms of your Swarupa. Be you are a waker or a dreamer or sleeper. There is no difference between you and the sum total. So these are the purposes of one more purpose, big purpose is there. We will be looking into that later. So there is no difference whatsoever between me, the individual, and the Samashti in terms of Swarupa. And all the difference is only in terms of Upadhi. May one note that. Okay? It is only for the sake the Vishwa, Taijasa ideas are brought out or mentioned. Right. Now we'll leave it here. We'll continue in 11:30. Om Bhadram Karne Vishruyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtvagam Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitay Yadayo Swastina Indro Vriddhashrava Swastina Pusha Vishvaveda Swastinastarksho Arishthanini Swastino Brihaspatirdadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
One doubt.
Yes.
Whether the jiva goes to deep sleep every day, sir?
Yes. There may be, the duration may be different every day. One day the person may have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of sound sleep. Another day may have different timing, different duration of deep sleep will be there. Deep sleep is there. Will be there definitely. But one is not aware of that. Swapna, dream, one may be aware of, one may remember the dreams. But how long I slept, what was the duration of my sleep, one wouldn't know, one does not know. I only know I go to bed at 10 o'clock, I get up at 5 o'clock, that's only I know. How long I slept, I don't know. But definitely it is there.
So one may stay in a sleeping state entire night also.
Maybe, yes, it happens, yes. Maybe.
And when the person is aware, how the jiva goes deep sleep every day.
Yeah, it's in sleep only, no, I'm saying. Deep sleep is possible. Yeah.
The entire night may continue in the
Sleep state.
this dream state.
No, there will be sleep also. One is not aware of, one will not be aware of that duration, will not be there. See, it's a must, it's a necessity. One goes through sleep also in the day. We only remember the dream, but in between the dreams there was deep sleep, we will not be aware of. When I slept, I had dreams, that's all. But then I slept well, I would not know. See, dream also has a beginning. Sometime it begins and sometime it ends, dream ends, okay? And then what is there before the dream began and what is there after the dream ended? What is there? It's only sleep. It's only sleep. Deep sleep everyone has to have. It has to have, like, at least for a little while, yes. The duration may be different. How long one is awake, how long one dreams, how long one sleeps, right? That may be different. You can't measure that time. I have to say, how long did you sleep? No, I had a deep sleep from 7:02 to 7:10. How do I know? There is no marker marking the time. Start sleeping, end sleeping. There's no entity. That's a wonder, like it's a wonder. Like suddenly it comes and then goes. Suddenly dream comes. When did the dream begin? What time the dream began? That also I can't mark. What time the dream ended? I can't do that. Only in the waking state, I can say, I woke up at 6 o'clock, I went to bed at 10 o'clock, I can say, that's all. But the dream and sleep, we cannot have. Time marking is not there. Now they try.
Person cannot know it, but there are instruments who can map it.
It may not be a very, what they call, accurate measure. It may not be. An idea of idea. They have the brain waves and all that they have. It may not be all that 100% accurate, may not be. It's an indication. Generally right. Generally it's okay. They say waking state the brain waves are different. They have the rod and all that, the sensor, and then they say brain waves are different in the waking state. They say kappa wave, beta wave, something they say. Alpha wave, something they get. And in the dream state the waves are different. And in sleep state the brain waves are very subsided. They say. A general indication. It may not be totally perfect. It may not be perfect indication. But when I dream, I don't know when the dream began. When the dream ended, I do not know.
But Jiva says that the entire night I was dreaming.
That's what the Jiva thinks. That's what we think.
He says that the entire night I am dreaming.
That's what they think. That's what they think. Everyone thinks. See, they say dream lasts for only few seconds, they say. Most of the dreams last for few seconds, they say. We don't know. Only within the waves, they say. But I, the dreamer, I don't know. I think the dream lasted for hours and days and all that. Maybe. Time scale is different totally. So we may think, suppose we have a lot of dreams and particularly nightmarish dreams, okay? Then we say all the night I was dreaming. That is the sleep was interrupted by those dreams. That's why I feel that I was dreaming all the night. It may not be, it's not so. There was sleep, but I'm not aware of that. So one dream ended, another dream began. How much time was there in between? I don't know. Right? So this is there. We feel that I was dreaming all night, right? I feel restless, I didn't rest well. Yes, that is there. That's a feel. See, there should be an adequate length, duration of rest, sleep should be there. If that is not there, then I feel restless, not fully rested. Okay, I feel. Okay.